So, what are the 4 R's of relationship breakdown? Where do they go from one to the other, and how can we turn back the tide when they've already started happening? Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Libby Kemkaran, and this is Tame Your Brain 24, and we're on a relationship reboot path now. We've talked about the first piece, and today is a 5-minute fix on our brains with some kittens to watch because it's way prettier than I am. So here are the little fluff bags. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see. So we've got a little gym set up for them with some logs in the middle there, and these two are desperately trying to attack each other. We're going to feed Mummy Queenie now because then that keeps her busy while these guys can have a little play. So let's crack on. So the second phase, we talked yesterday about the first phase, and when our transactions go wonky, you get this resistance, you get this point of grit in the wheels. The second phase is resentment. That's when you not only feel your hackles going up, but as you do, you start to get a bit angry. So your brain moves from more of a, what are they doing that for, to a, why do they have to tell that stupid joke? And here's the thing, as soon as you make a move from that statement of, oh God, they're telling that joke again, to the question of, why are they doing that? It sits in a totally different space. I won't bore you with the neurology behind this. But as soon as it becomes a question, your brain must go searching its databanks to find you the answer. It's like human Google. Your brain doesn't care what your thoughts are. It literally just makes them happen. So how do we deal with breaking the pattern in this phase? How do we move people? It's a teensy bit harder, but it is still doable. You remember I said kill the monster when it's tiny? Yeah, well, if you didn't and you carried on to this phase, you now have resistance and resentment. So you've got already to a place where you're probably predisposed not to hear them or their point of view. Think about it. You've now got something that's actively making you angry. Of course, you're not going to be in the most receptive place. So again, it starts with self. And the longer you work with me, the more you'll realise this is where everything begins. You first have to get out of your own way. So you have to check, am I reacting to being triggered? Am I lacking something? Is it, for example, here he is connecting with all these people, oh, you're so funny, and yet all at home I get you staring at the TV and my life's really dull. Because if you are feeling disconnected in your relationship, and again, if connection is high up your hierarchy, then you may need to park it, take a day, and then come at it from a different angle. And if you're seeing the same thing for the 100th time, well, that also has a bearing. So my goal for you is today, ask yourself this question. What does this mean? For example, if you walk into the dirty pants thrown next to the washing basket, not in it, again, for the billionth time, usually you'd probably swear, you'd pick them up, you'd carry on, take the load of washing if you're in that resistance phase. When you get to resentment, you'll stomp after them and you'll shout, what is wrong with you? I'm not your servant. Can't you put them in your damn self? So what just happened? The meaning attributed to those dirty pants on the floor is I'm not significant. So when we say something out loud, it usually comes from this inner terrain of what is it that I'm lacking? And the point of today is that nothing has any meaning other than the meaning we give it. And once we get to this phase, we must figure out that before we can attack it. And resolving it comes only after you've figured out, what does this mean to me? And then you get to approach it in a state of low arousal. And by that, I mean when you're really calm, not when you've just been triggered by something, and not when you've just been like literally confronted by yet another pair of filthy pants, and you say something in a lower state of arousal, rather than shouting at them, don't treat me like your servant, you make it factual. So again, this transactional basis that we talked about yesterday, you say something like, hey, I found your pants next to the hamper. When you throw them there, I feel as if I just don't matter, like I'm insignificant. So can we agree a new way that doesn't trigger those feelings, because it's just not feeling pleasant for me right now. So I hope you can hear the difference between that, stop treating me like your servant, and the, can we find another way? So in our context of our relationships, we must always be aware of our own placement, our own terrain. I hope this is all making sense. And again, if you'd like more clarity about your own situation, then please do book a clarity call. It's a freebie, it's on my website, kemkaran.com. And I'm going to keep this short today. I think Mummy's finished her food, so our timer is up. The kittens, as you see, are in rapid dispersal mode anyway, so they are more quick to run away now than they have been before. So I'm going to call it there for today. I'm just going to say, when we're talking about relationships, be kind to yourself as well, because you're not doing it on purpose. If you are in that state of always giving out triggered statements, it's just how you've been brought up or how you've been trained. Another relationship might have trained you. So it's all about just being kind to yourself, finding new ways to do it that are healthier and better for you. I'm speaking at World Vet Festival this weekend, which is awesome. I think the tickets have even all sold out now. And the subject is leadership, and that's another common place where people are the leaders that they have been made, not what they are born to do. And in leadership, in relationships, we just have to learn a better way. And there are so many better ways, and I'm happy to go through them in more depth. We'll come back on Tuesday. So have a good weekend. Hope you've got some fun plans and stay well. Thanks for coming, guys. Bye.